What I'm about to demonstrate here is a new and unique way to resize brass fired by semi-automatic handguns. This particular machine, which is incidentally protected by patent pending, will resize semi-automatic shell casings that have been fired. It will resize those cases all the way to their extraction groove. It will do that and avoid distortion of any part of any of the cases from that case's original specification. Now, the conventional way of resizing cases has historically utilized either a single stage reloading press or a progressive loading press, each of which or both of which are manufactured by several different companies. Those machines generally must utilize either a shell plate or a shell holder. This is a shell holder that fits into a single stage reloading press. Now, the way it operates is you slip the case into that shell holder. That shell holder is attached to the ram of the machine. Now, as the ram goes up, it presses that case up into the bottom of the resizing die, and then as it reaches its maximum height, you pull the handle back up and the ram goes back down and pulls the case from the resizing die from below. To do that, it has to capture the case by either its rim or its extraction groove. That, combined with the fact that the resizing die itself must be flared on its open end to accept the expanded mouth of the case initially, prevents that case from being resized all the way to the extraction groove. This shell holder occupies most of, if not all, of the extraction groove itself. So that combined with the flare on the bottom end of the resizing die prevents the bulge that occurs in this case from being removed using a conventional method. Now, as opposed to this machine does not use a shell holder. What it does is you place the case itself on that stud, pull the handle down, guide the case into the open mouth, press the handle on down, and that case is now resized all the way to the extraction groove. And it does it every time. Pull the handle back up and it presses the case out from above using this push rod. Okay, that is inside that case right now, pushing it out of the die from above. Because of that, it will resize the case of any semi-automatic handgun all the way to its extraction groove. Now, this particular machine uses a standard 7/8 of an inch diameter by 14 threads per inch die, which is several manufacturers produce these, such as Dillon, Lee Precision, Hornady, RCBS, and so forth. Any of those dies will fit in here. Okay, to change calibers, all one must do is unscrew that die and take it out and replace it with the caliber die that you would like to use to resize your brass. One other thing I need to cover here is the difference in the specifications and the parameters associated with the size of these different shell casings. This is a 45 ACP shell case. Contrary to most people's expectations, this particular shell casing is not exactly cylindrical all the way from its base to its mouth. The base, in fact, turns out to be exactly 0.008 of an inch larger than the cylindrical portion of the case, which itself is not really cylindrical, but might as well be for all practical purposes. However, if you try to ram this thing all the way through a resizing die and out the top, it's going to ruin that base, because it's going to resize it the same size as the cylindrical portion of the case. Now, this is a 40 Smith & Wesson shell casing. It is cylindrical all the way from its mouth through its base, and it can be pushed all the way through a resizing die and out the top without damaging it or without distorting it outside of its specifications. This is a 38 Super shell casing. It has a very pronounced rim, and if this is shoved all the way through and out the top of a resizing die, it'll be ruined. The final case I'm going to show you here is a 9mm shell casing, 9mm Luger. This case is tapered. Its base is substantially larger than the case mouth. So if you try to resize it by jamming it all the way through and out the top of a resizing die, it's ruined. Now, this particular machine is in limited production. As I said, it's protected by a patent pending. It is in limited production and is available for those of you who might wish to have one.